Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our first talk of the year from the Living Your Best Life group. We do one practically every month, and what the purpose of our talk today is to discuss about sarcopenia is real and fast, which is related to the condition where you get muscle loss during your aging. Okay, to bring us to introduce this topic, we call upon Madam Lee Lan, who is a former pharmacist who ran her own outlet. She has had more than 25 years of experience in health and wellness, and she has helped many of her clients get back optimal mobility as well as their health through her teachings as well as her knowledge. Please help me to welcome Ms. Lee Lan. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Galia, for that introduction. And a very good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our session. Happy Sunday. I'm very happy to see some of my friends that I've not seen for a long time, like Madam Chua. Welcome. Nice to see you again. And of course, to our friends, Wei Ling, Saw, Puan Hasna, Mei Ling, Catherine, and Molly, and also Fanny all the way from Singapore. Very happy to have you join us as well. Okay, so yeah, this is the first session that we're doing for this year, and I'm pretty excited in a way because this topic came about when personally I felt like in the year 2023, age is catching up, and the feeling of being old sort of got into my head. And one of the big issues of getting old is actually sarcopenia, which is a term of weight loss through aging. So this is the topic that we're going to do today. And let me just go through this test. Okay, I think when those of you who came in earlier, did you all do this test just now for these 5 questions? And can you write in the chat right now, right? Can you write your score? Meaning there's a maximum score of 10 and a minimum score of 0. Maybe can you just share in the chat what was the score when you took this test? Okay, let me just take a look. Okay, Mei-Ling had a score of 2. Okay, good. Did you all manage to do this test? So 0. Okay, very good. Okay, Fuziana 1, Puan Hasna 3. Okay. So what it means is really if you have a score of 4 and above, then you have a very you are sarcopenia. You already have sarcopenia in a way. Yeah? Your muscle is sort of wasting. So if you have not reached to the level of 4, in a way, good. You have a lot of chance to work it backwards. And even if you have a score of 0, you got to start working on preventing the muscle loss as well. Yeah. So this is where this is just a simple screening. They call it the SARCF because it assesses the strength, your assistance in walking, rising from a chair, climbing upstairs, and also the number of falls. Okay. So great. Yeah. Right. So let's go on for today. Just a little introduction about myself, or maybe some of our new friends who may not be aware of my background. Way back in 1997, actually, I started my own pharmacy in Malacca. This is my retail pharmacy, as you can see. And I was very passionate about helping people to improve their health, especially the diseases that they're having, you know, making sure that the medications that they are taking is helping them to control their disease, helping them to live a healthier, better life and not suffer from the symptoms of those diseases, especially chronic diseases like diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, you know. So that was what I was trained to do as a pharmacist. And I was passionate about building that community where actually a lot of people come by and ask me for advice, which is really fine. But after a while, after a couple of years, right, and I keep on seeing my customers, my patients, even though they are taking medications, they seem to come back to either get more medications or they got more diseases. The doctor prescribed them an additional higher dose. And in my mind, I said, something is not right. I mean, if you are taking medication, then I think this medication really treat or a disease, or does it give people a false sense of good health? Because sometimes when you take a medication, let's say for diabetes, and your blood sugar level is controlled, and you may think that, oh, I'm fine, I have no more diabetes, is back in the normal level. So this medication seems to give people this false sense of good health, which is totally, in my mind, is not right, because they come back with some other disease, add on another hypertension or so. Then secondly, I find that we don't listen and understand to our body very much. Sometimes we have certain symptoms and we just shove it away. And we think that a simple pill, let's say you have frequent headaches, or you have frequent indigestion, or you're constipated. And the first thing we do is always to find a little pill to solve that problem, right? Maybe a Panadol for your headache, some laxatives for your constipation. But we didn't realize that your body is trying to tell you something. Isn't that true? Right? So we lack the ability to understand and listen to our body. Oh, anyway, as I go along in my session this afternoon, I would really appreciate, if you all maybe are active in the chat to participate. So it gives me more encouragement to present better, yeah. Okay, right. Then the third thing I realized was that if we never get to the root cause of the problem, right, we will never be able to treat the symptoms of your problem, because you're just treating whatever that comes, the headache, but you don't really find out what caused that headache or things like that, or what caused that lack of energy, right? And number 4 thing I realized is definitely prevention is much better, much easier, and much cheaper than finding a cure of a disease that you already have. Do you agree with me or not? If you agree, please type a 10 in the chat if you are thinking along the same line as me, because this is the passage that I'm now turning over. So if you see me in a white coat last time like this sounds so young that time, about 30 years old only. Yeah. Okay, today I'm a different person. I'm still a pharmacist, but right now I'm a wellness pharmacist. I'm a lifestyle pharmacist, and I want to help people and empower people to take charge of your health through a holistic wellness and simplified program. It is not difficult to take care of your health. Certainly it's not, and you can do it. With more than 30 years of experience in the community, I believe that your health is in your own hands, and let food be your medicine. Let food be your medicine, and not medicine be your food, right? Thank you. I see a 10 from Datin Fuziana, Galia, So, Mei-Ling, Puan Hasna. All right, so since we're on the same track, let's proceed. So that's a little bit about my background and why I'm here today to share with you topics and issues that can help you as you start aging, to avoid diseases, avoid medication, and live your best life. Okay, so, okay. This is a survey that when you all filled up the questionnaire, right, to participate in our event today, I find that these were some of the issues that you all told me. Okay, that means 35% of you all told me that you are worried about your flabby arms and your flabby body. So meaning that you don't feel toned anymore, and there's a 20% says that you have decreased in muscle size. You notice that your body is shrinking, right, losing muscles. And 15% says that you've lost stamina. It means you don't feel as energetic as before. And the rest of you have other issues as well, like difficulty in performing daily activities, walking slowly, trouble climbing up the stairs, and so on. So these are some of the issues that you guys have told me. And at the same time, you also told me what you wish you can improve on. And this is where you find that 40% said that you want to stay physically independent for as long as you can. To me, it means, right, you don't want to get an illness. You don't want to depend on other people to take care of you when you start growing old. Do you agree in that? So 40% of you said that. And another 20% wants to prevent muscle loss, and which is what we're here today for, right? To talk about prevention of muscle loss. Another 20% want to strengthen your core, and 15% would like to improve your stamina and endurance. And which is all very true, because your physical strength, your physical health is your body health, and that contributes a lot to your overall health. So thank you for filling up this questionnaire. So at least I know what are your thoughts and what are your concerns, right? Okay, right. So today what we're going to do is we are going to learn, let me just reduce. Okay, yeah, today in this, hopefully in less than an hour, I would like to share more about this term called sarcopenia. What is the cause of sarcopenia? And what happens when we lose muscle? How can we protect ourselves and fight back against this aging problem? And also, I want to introduce at the end of the session a 7-day Get Your Body Shape Back Challenge. Okay, right. So if you are ready to start, maybe let's type a little heart or so in the chat so that I can see. In a way, it's a bit difficult for me to see the audience, but I know that you're all there and I'm very happy that you have joined me today. Okay, let's start with a little bit of introduction to the word sarcopenia. All right, how many of you have not heard of this before? Maybe this is the first time you've heard of it. Maybe just put a 1 in the chat. Maybe the first time you've heard of sarcopenia and you don't really know what it means. Okay, right? So yeah, I see a lot of hearts and 100 there in the chat. Okay, Catherine, so it's the first time you're listening to, you heard of this term called sarcopenia. Now, sarcopenia is actually an age-related progressive loss of muscle mass and strength. That means as you start aging, your muscles will start shrinking, your muscles will start losing its mass. That's why you'll see people getting smaller, okay? And the main symptom of this condition is muscle weakness. So you feel you don't have the strength like you did before. You feel weak. Okay, say, how come last time I can carry this 1 sack of rice? Now I can't even carry something like that. And sarcopenia is a type of muscle atrophy. That means a loss of muscle due to natural aging process. And the scientists believe that if you're physically inactive or you eat an unhealthy diet, you will contribute and accelerate this disease. Okay, so this is mainly the loss of muscle through aging. Now, the word sarcopenia is actually from a Greek word. Okay, it means loss of flesh. Sarco means muscle, penia means lack of it, loss of it. So sarcopenia, this gradual loss of muscle mass, strength, and function commonly affects more of the elderly population. Okay, as you grow older, above 50 plus, you will see this being more obvious for you. And as I said just now, physically inactive people, that means you don't move very much. Okay, you don't like the exercise, you prefer to maybe read books, watch TV, or stay indoors. You can lose as much as 3 to 5% of your muscle mass in a decade, in 10 years, even after the age of 30. So it doesn't mean that only old people will get it. If you do not have a very good lifestyle or you don't practice some healthy lifestyle, you can start to lose your muscles even in your 30s. Okay, so you must be very careful about that. And even if you are active, you still will have some muscle loss. So, after the age of 35, going to 40, you are going downhill in losing a muscle. So even if you do exercise, which helps very much, but there will still be an acceleration of muscle loss as you start aging. And this will reduce your quality of life. And of course, what happens? You will reduce your ability to perform daily tasks. Okay. So how many of you here have found that, little things, like for me, recently I found that, in Christmas, as I was cooking in a big pan and with all the food inside, I find it very difficult to carry that kuali on my right hand. I am a left-hander, so my right hand is a bit weaker, and I find it was so difficult to carry, and that has never happened to me before. So that is why I realized that, hey, I'm losing muscles. And of course, the aging process is taking its toll on me. And that's why I'm a bit more concerned right now, more aware that I need to do more to protect my muscles. How many of you have that kind of condition? Maybe you can just type in the chat as I'm going along of what did you feel that makes you feel that you are aging and losing muscles. Yeah. So, right. So this is a chart. Let me just get rid of things from my screen. Yeah. So muscle loss over time, if you look at this little diagrams here, yes, when you're young, okay, how many of you still have these tickles here? Okay, you have a little bump over here, right? So when you are younger, you can see that your muscles are hard and tough, but as time goes by, these muscles get flatter and flatter. So from normal to sarcopenia to severe sarcopenia, you'll see that in the end, you only have your bye-bye arms and bones, and the muscles are getting very soft, right? And this is 88% of adults above 55 years old are at risk of sarcopenia. The sad thing is that 30 million will be undiagnosed. They are not aware about it. And 18 million have been clinically diagnosed. Okay, so this is a US survey anyway. I think it's the same for Malaysia. And this is why a lot of people are not aware that this loss of muscle is a condition that they must take seriously. It's not just, okay, I got a bit of softer muscle. You've got to treat it as seriously as being obese or as seriously as having diabetes or even hypertension, right? And the good news is this: sarcopenia is preventable, reversible, and treatable without medication. Okay, so that is the good news, and this is what we're here on today. So let me tell you that there are some things that you can do to avoid and prevent this condition. Yes. Oh, okay. William said he used to climb trees easily, but don't feel that confident lately. Okay. William, you're banned from climbing the mango tree. Okay, right. He used to climb the mango tree to chop the branches, but no way, yeah. All right. And this is another chart that goes along. As you can see this diagram, from 25 years old, wow, we're all lean and tough. When you reach 40 years old, you start feeling a little bit of that loss of muscle. And that's where from the age 40 to 70, you lose about 8% of your muscle every year. That's a lot, right? 8% of muscle loss every year. And when you reach 70, you find that the rate of muscle loss is even faster. It goes up double to 15%. That is why today, if we are starting to reach our 50s, 60s, and even going into 70, you have to be very, very conscious about this process. Now, let's share a little bit about what are the symptoms of sarcopenia. Even though just now in the test that you did, right, that test is to diagnose sarcopenia. But how would you know that you're in that process of getting sarcopenia? So some of these symptoms can give you a little warning sign that you are probably having some symptoms of sarcopenia. The first one, like I said, muscle weakness. Okay, you feel weaker than before. You don't feel as strong as before. You cannot carry your luggage when you go traveling like before. Number two is loss of stamina. Okay, yeah. Last time I used to walk 10 rounds around my neighborhood. Now I can only walk 6 rounds and I start panting. Okay. Number three, you find difficulty performing daily activities. Daily activities are simple things that we may take for granted, like opening a new bottle, the cap of a new bottle, right? Like a peanut butter bottle. Wow, you turn and turn, it cannot come out. Or even the mineral water bottle, that small cap, you can't turn. Okay, I had that issue, last year or so. I said, wow, why so tight? How come I can't open it? So that was pretty scary. Okay, number four, if you find that you're walking slower than before, either you're being more cautious or you just don't walk so fast. You say, hey, how come people are walking all ahead of me? I'm still left behind. All right, so that is a symptom that you don't have the muscles or energy to push you forward faster. Yeah. And five, trouble climbing stairs. Okay, yeah, this is another one. If you find that you before you reach the top of the stairs, you already feel tired, lemah, not like before. Number six, you find that your balance is pretty poor. You find you lose your balance pretty fast, and worse still, you have frequent falls. Yeah, just a little bit also fall. Just step on a little pebble, also can fall. Okay, those are also very critical. And yeah, decrease in muscle size. You find that you are, as you look at yourself in the mirror, okay, like for me, I find, hey, this is coming out already, the little bonjol at the shoulder. Last time it was nice and curvy. Now you can see the bones coming out a little bit. So when you start seeing your muscle losing, your body shape will start losing in size as well. And of course, the flabby arms and the flabby thighs. Maybe you can type in the chat how many of these symptoms that you have here from 1 to 8, if you notice about yourself. Okay, so yeah, the part about decreasing in muscle size in a way. Well, when you wear a smaller size baju, a shirt or a t-shirt, you may think that, hey, I'm wearing a smaller size, and you feel good and you thought you have lost weight. But the possibility is that you could have lost your muscles, and that is not a good reason to be able to wear a smaller size baju. Okay, so that's one thing that you've got to be very cautious about. Yeah, Linda, you also face difficulty opening bottles. Yes, it was like, Okay, so yes, 1 to 8. I have about 1, 2, 3 about 3 of it right now. Okay, the flabby arms, decrease in muscle size, and yeah, poor balance too. Okay, I want to show you this chart. Okay, this is a threshold from your early life, adult life, and older life. Your muscle mass, again, as you grow older, it will go down. Okay, but sometimes it will go down even faster. So if you look at this diagram, if you see yourself here, whether you're a guy or a woman, if you see yourself here as you are a young adult and in your 50s, And when you reach your 70s, and when you start to slouch, and when you start to walk slowly, and people start to notice that change, it does show that your core strength is reduced, your muscle has gone down, and that aging process is really happening pretty fast. It is also a sign of muscle loss and sarcopenia. All right, so there is another term, okay, besides sarcopenia, weight loss, this is another important condition that a lot of people are not aware of, and this is called sarcopenic obesity. Meaning what? You have lost muscles, okay, your body is lost muscles, thinner, but at the same time you are obese, you are fat, okay? So sarcopenic obesity, right, is a new class of obesity in older adults, mostly when your low skeletal muscle, your low muscle is coupled on together with high level of fats. That means you have a lot of fats and very little muscle. If you look at this diagram here, okay, this is the same size of a thigh, okay, your peha, your thigh. You can see that a normal thigh, yes, we have muscles and fats. But when you have sarcopenic obesity, your muscles have shrunk, okay, you see your muscles less here, but your fats have increased. Now you may look the same size, but the balance of the muscle and fats are different. And this sarcopenic obesity is a dangerous condition because evidence has shown that high levels of cardiovascular risk factors and increased risk of mortality is high when people who are obese also have little muscle. So why the sad part is that people don't realize, they think that people who are obese, they're just fat, but inside their body, they have very little muscle. Okay, this diagram I did quite some time ago to let people understand this condition. Okay, a normal man, like you can see here, is so lean and mean and nice, right? Now, an obese person, yes, they have bigger belly, they are fat. Okay, so we can say, oh, this person is very fat, obese, a lot of fats. Then sarcopenic is like this, until you can see some elderly men, especially smokers, they're very thin, right? Less skin and bones only, we call that. But this condition now, sarcopenic obesity, is a combination of skinny and fat. And what happens is something like this. You can see this guy with a big belly and very thin limbs. Their arms are thin, their legs are thin. This is also not so bad. I've seen before, I don't know whether any of you have seen before, anyone with a big belly, rounded, but their arms are so thin and their legs are so thin. Okay, if you've seen this condition, definitely you will know. Now you'll be more conscious, you look around. This is a condition that we call sarcopenic obesity. And I've seen many of these in my days of pharmacy, and mostly people who are diabetics, people who do not take very good care of their nutrition, their lifestyle, they go into this condition very, very fast. Okay, take a note of it, because if you notice someone with this condition, please let them know that they are losing muscles. They're not just having fat, but they're also losing muscles, and it's dangerous. Yeah. Okay. Hope you learned something there. Okay, and another thing that I also found out is that sarcopenic obesity is linked to dementia in the elderly. So it's not just about having more fats or losing more muscles, but it is linked to dementia. And in elderly people, of course, we're always afraid of losing our mind, losing our memory, or going into Alzheimer's, right? And if you have this this problem of low muscle and high fats, then it will accelerate your dementia. We certainly don't want to do that. And this is it's very high evidence that a lot of things are linked to dementia, which we can prepare and prevent right now. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Right. Yes, Fuziana, I'm sure we have seen this, right, in our practice. There's so many people having that condition and they don't realize it. Okay, let's go down to the next step of what causes sarcopenia, right? Maybe some of you will know, yeah, it's a natural aging process. I will lose my muscles, but there are other contributing factors that can accelerate and even cause sarcopenia early on or make it even worse, okay? So number one, I'll talk about lifestyle factors. Lifestyle factors actually has a lot to do with not only sarcopenia, but a lot of other diseases. It's what you do on a daily basis, what kind of habits. Example, physical activity. If you do not put in exercise or workouts in your week, sorry, right? If you have low physical activity, sarcopenia will surely be on the rise because your muscles is not used. Now, if you are obese, again, it will increase the rate of sarcopenia. Okay, so you got more fats and the muscle is, of course, not used, is wasted. And if you're smoking, it also increases obesity. Besides a lot of other lifestyle diseases like stresses and all, which I'll come on later, I'll talk about it shortly. So lifestyle has a very big contributing factor to sarcopenia. Oh, just excuse me a while. Okay, just clear my throat. All right, the second one would be chronic inflammation. As you know, inflammation is a very big part in all sorts of disease, and I will go into chronic inflammation in my next few slides. It has a big contributing factor to sarcopenia. And the third one will be hormonal changes. Okay, as we grow older again, our growth hormone, our estrogens, some of these IGF factors, these hormones level starts to go down, and that will reduce your muscle mass as well. So hormonal changes, like women after menopause, you'll find that you'll lose your muscles even faster than before. Neural functions are your nervous functions and the signals that sends messages from your brains to your muscles. So when you have very less number of muscle fibers or the neurons, okay, the nerves that sends messages has reduced or spoiled or non-functioning, or you have fibers that do not that is not just reducing, but you're losing the amount of muscle fibers. All that has got to do with aging and losing this muscle and causing sarcopenia. And in terms of nutrition, we all know, right, what's very important for muscle is protein. So if your protein intake is low or your vitamin D intake is low, in fact, your healthy eating is poor, it contributes very fast to sarcopenia. So how many of these factors do you see in yourself right now that you are probably having to improve on? Maybe do you have a lifestyle factor, nutrition? Maybe your nerve system is not so good, your hormonal changes or chronic inflammation. Maybe just type 1 to 5 in the chat and be aware of where you are and what you can do about it. All right. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about those inflammation and stresses. As you know, low physical activity, insufficient calorie intake or protein intake. Okay, it's not just about protein intake, but you don't eat enough. Okay, and then inflammation and stresses. Okay, inflammation here is the chronic type of inflammation. Okay, chronic inflammation are usually will cause a lot of other diseases in your body, and this inflammation will disrupt the normal balance of your muscles, because your muscles will always break down, it will tear, and our body can heal back. Okay, our body will heal back the muscle, or you will start building the muscle. It's a normal process, but inflammation will disrupt this process. It will probably slow down the healing process, or it will not build back. The tearing down of muscle just continues. So because of this poor function, your muscle will lose. Okay, so inflammation causes destruction to your muscles. And some diseases, some chronic diseases like COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, you can see in this picture, actually increases your muscle mass. This is a study done, you know. And of course, COPD is a disease of your lungs, whereby this blood, the airways here is clogged up with mucus and inflammation, all right? So other inflammatory conditions and diseases like insulin resistance or diabetes, lupus, vasculitis, okay, there is inflammation of your blood vessels, burns, tuberculosis, even rheumatoid arthritis. So a lot of these inflammatory diseases will have an effect on sarcopenia. And in this study of 11,000 adults, they found that the blood levels, do you know C-reactive protein, CRP? When you go and do your blood test every time, you should do a test for your CRP. Most of the doctors will do it because it's an indicator of inflammation. So if your CRP level is high in your blood test, it shows that your body is highly inflamed, and that could be a predictor of sarcopenia. Right? So this CRP is a very important unit to measure whenever you do your blood test. It's not only an indicator of sarcopenia, it is also an indicator of heart disease and many other problems as well. Okay, so be a bit cautious about this. Now, besides chronic inflammation, chronic stress. What kind of chronic stress does your body go into? Yeah, a lot of times when we think of stress, we think of our work stress, mental stress, but there's a lot of other stress that is causing your body illness, which is a disease stress. People living with existing health condition, medical condition like your chronic liver disease or chronic heart failure, okay? So these people who have this kind of disease puts on a lot of stress in your body because the organs cannot function very well. And that will also have an impact on sarcopenia, okay? And people with chronic kidney disease, okay? It stresses the body and decrease activity as well that leads to muscle loss. Cancer and cancer treatments as well put a great stress on your body. So all this chronic disease that is a burden onto your organs will certainly have an impact on your muscle maintenance and your muscle loss. Okay, so this chronic stress or by diseases is a big impact. Okay, right? So yeah, having heard all that about what causes it, what are the issues that we face, I know it sounds very depressing, but it's real. It is real, and that's why I want you all to be aware that if you're not aware, you won't know what will happen next. But if you're aware, what you can do, you can protect yourself from now, and you can fight back sarcopenia. Okay, this is what you want to do. Okay, let's find a way to fight back because there is hope. Okay, there is hope. Okay, Catherine is nutrition, right? You got to improve on the nutrition. Right, I think when you talk about muscles and how to increase muscles, I think the first thing that everybody thinks about is exercise, and which is true, okay? Exercise is one of the ways that you can reverse sarcopenia. Okay, so what sort of exercise can we do? Well, from what I've researched here, which is, I think, without having to question it, is definitely we need to work the muscles. Okay, so how to work the muscles is through resistance training. Resistance training are things that puts weight. Okay, that means it's not just so easy, but you got to make your muscle work, make your body work. So it can include like weightlifting, carrying weights, or pulling against resistant bands, or moving parts of the body like doing planking or pumping, something that add weights to your muscles, okay? And in this study of 57 adults, they find that the people aged between 65 and 94 years old found that when they continue to do this kind of resistant exercise only 3 times a week, you don't have to do it every day, just 3 times a week, have increased muscle mass over 12 weeks. It's pretty fast, right? Only 3 months, you just do it 3 times a week, you can already start to increase your muscle, right? So this is something that we can start doing every day, okay? So resistance are quite important, in fact, very important. And number 2 is you need also fitness training, not just the resistance, but sustained exercise that increase your heart rate, like aerobic exercise, cardio, endurance exercise, can also control sarcopenia. So these 2 types of training is really good. For our team, okay, as you know, we do our Zoom training every morning from Monday to Friday at 8:15 a.m. and we include at least 3 sessions of strength and weight trainings in our sessions. So who's that on the right? Can you see? Okay, if you can see that by doing this, okay, how many of you have joined us? Do you find that it benefited you? Have you improved your muscle mass since doing these workouts 3 years ago? We started, right? So we do this training every day, and to me, I personally find it has helped me very, very much by working, of course, working together with our group here and improving so much on my core and my muscles as well, right? So that is the fitness and the resistance exercise. And the third kind of exercise, which is also really good, is walking. Okay, how many of you are already walking every day or at least 3 times a week? You love to walk on the outdoors. I know our walking queen is Tatin Fuziana. She just walks so much. Okay. Now, walking can also prevent and reverse sarcopenia. Okay, that's really good. Okay, and again, there are a lot of people doing studies, and in this study of Japanese adults over 65 years old, they found that 6 months of walking, okay, just walk, okay, can increase your muscle mass, and especially those who have reduced muscle mass. That means those probably who are near sarcopenic. You just keep on walking and walking, it will improve. That means you got to work your muscle. It works, but it takes a bit of time, okay? And the tip is, if you walk faster, don't walk like a lenggang-lenggang, you walk faster. If you walk faster, then you will have less likelihood of getting sarcopenia, okay? So walk faster, it will increase the response rate of your muscle building up again. How many of you think that you can start doing this, okay? Mei-Ling is also walking. Luciana, yes. Linda, yeah, it has helped, right, in our workout. Okay, so that is the 3 things that you can do for your exercise. And just remember, right, you have to combine, okay? If you combine your aerobic exercise, like your walking, and also your strength training, like your your dumbbells or your weights. This will improve your muscle health and your overall health. Okay, as we know, exercise is for everybody. It's good for your heart and your brains and everything, and it's certainly good for your muscles. Okay, so if you have not been very active, let's say you have not really made exercise something regular. When I have time, only exercise. When I'm free, I exercise. Okay, if you are that kind of person right now, it is okay, but you must start to make it more regular. Okay, just start and begin to exercise. You can go slow. You think that, oh, I don't think I can lift weights, I'm so weak. No, you just start where you are, take it as it comes, and gradually you will improve. Okay, the most important thing to me is always just get started. Okay, and so right now, let's do something, because the many of you said you are worried about your flabby arms, and so let's do this exercise together. Okay, it's just less than 5 minutes. I want all of you to stand up and do this exercise together with this lady. And once you learn these steps, you can do it all the time on your own. Come, let's do it. Okay. Come on your camera and do this. You don't want the bye-bye arm, then you better do this. Okay.
Seven, 8, let's do that pull down again. We go up, pull it down, up, really squeeze. 3, really intentionally squeeze, and you're squeezing your abs too. That's it, we got it. 6, keep going here. 7, whoo, and 8, beautiful. 2 more, feeling that love, right? Stay here, press it down,
Come on,
smack it.
let's go.
3, keep those elbows at shoulder height. 6, beautiful. 7, 8, 9, let's do it again, and down, down, woo. 4, good. 5, that's it. You got it. This is your time. 8, 9, okay, good. Bring those arms out to the side. One palm is up, one palm is down, and you're just gonna flip it, flop it. Getting a little bit of standing abs here too. Good. 4, keep going here. 5, and 6, your arm's on fire, right? 7, we're working all the way around the arm, wrapping around it by doing this movement. And good, you're gonna do it again. Oh yes, you're welcome. And 2, good. 3, keep going. 4, whew. 5, keep those shoulders on your back. 6, and 7, good. 8, 9, now just to the first side, up, 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 palm up, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, oh, we're gonna do it again, and up, 2, 3, keep those ribs knit around your rib cage.
Come on, Mei Ling.
And 7,
all right.
8, are you ready for the other side? Yeah, you are, let's do it. Up, palm up, palm up. Ooh,
Tired already or not?
keep that other arm up, don't drop it, I see you. And 8, smiles. 9, do it again, and up, up, whew. 3, good. 4, 5, beautiful. 6, 7, 8, 9, back to alternating. So we go boom, 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 palm up. Good. 6 and 8, breathing. 9, do it again, keep it out of your neck. Keep those shoulders on your back. 3, 5, and 7, 8, 9. Okay, good. Bring your arms forward. Pull the elbows back behind you. Really squeeze. We'll really focus on the back muscles here. Forward, squeeze it. Forward. We want to look good in the front and the back, okay? Squeeze. And this is one of the areas that you all tell me that you want to focus on, right? Is the back, you know, around what we call sometimes the back fat, right? We don't like to talk about our bodies that way, but you get what I'm saying here. Forward, squeeze. Forward, squeeze. Good. Forward, squeeze it. We're not arching our ribs here. Forward, squeeze. 3 more. 3, squeeze. Beautiful. 2, and last one. Okay, good. You're gonna go here and in and out. This is what I like to call the scarecrow. In and out. That's it. In. Keep those elbows high. So you're just hinging at the elbow. In and out. In and out. Good. I'm moving my hips just for rhythm. 2. Good. Keep going. 3. Woo. And 4. I'm sweating. Are you? 5. Hearts if you're sweating. 7 and 8. Good. 2 more. 9. We're putting all those pieces together. Now stay with your pinkies up. Circle. 2, 3. Oh my gosh. 4. I know your shoulders are on fire. Mine are too. You're not doing.
I think I better stop because I see you all already menga already. Was it tiring? Was it burning in your arm? Right? Okay, you don't have to do 5 minutes, but you can start a little bit by bit because this is how you want to maintain the muscles in your arms. It's very easy to lose that muscles, but it's not easy to build it back. But day by day, bit by bit, you certainly can beat it. Okay? Done something, huh? Okay, next time we don't have this already. Okay. Now, some of you will ask, there are many people who ask, I'm already 70 years old, or I'm already 60 years old, I'm so old. Can I get back my muscle mass? Can I still build back muscle or not? Well, the answer is yes. The answer is yes. Whether you're 60, 70, or even 80, as long as your body can function to build back your muscles, you can do it. But you must do the things that you need to do it, right? So the research shows that even in your late 80s, your body still has the potential to build muscle mass. Okay, so this is one of the director of a wellness center, and that's where today, no matter what age you are, don't give up. You still have a chance to rebuild your muscle. Now, I don't know how many of you follow this lady on Instagram, but I do. Her name is Joan McDonald. She was like this before. She was 70 years old, I think about 180 pounds. And she was like that. She was huge. And her daughter, who's a fitness trainer, told her that, Mom, you have to do something about yourself, because if you don't, I cannot afford to see you, and I don't want to see you suffer as you grow older, because we know sarcopenia is a killer, And so this lady decided to take charge of her health at 70 years old, and she started doing bit by bit. If you follow her video, you can see how she struggled. Of course, her training was to the gym, because her daughter worked in the gym, and she did all the weights and did everything. But today, after I think in less than a year, she started to see improvement. And today, if you look at her at 74 years old, she's totally, I admire her, her body is something, maybe like a 40-year-old or so with a muscle mass. Yeah, she looks old. I mean, she is definitely old, but her muscle mass have increased tremendously because she took charge of her health and started to do things to improve her muscles. So today, if you are like this, or maybe you feel like this, just take the action, just do the steps that you need to do to build back your muscles, and you will get a new body. Okay, that will certainly happen. Now, on our besides the stress and the inflammation, the other things and the exercise, right? The other thing that you can do to help to fight sarcopenia is your nutritional intake, your nutrition. Exercise is a big part, but the nutrition is also a very big part. Now, as you know, number one nutrition that what you need is protein, right? So protein is very important to increase your muscle mass. But the question I always get is, how much protein do I need to take every day? How much is enough? Now, as I was researching, actually, there are many different formulas and different recommendations by different organizations. But I think ultimately, the best way is, let's say in Malaysia, if you look in kilograms, you can take your weight in kilogram times 0.8. And this is the amount in protein that necessarily need to be maintained muscle. So let's say if I am 60 kg times 0.8, you probably need about 48 grams of proteins per day. But personally, I feel 0.8 is not enough. And a lot of research shows that, especially if you're aging, you must increase more your protein intake. So I would recommend at least a 1 gram to 1.2 gram of protein per kg weight that you have. So at least 1 to 1.2 gram. And if you're doing more exercise, okay, maybe you're doing more weights, you're doing more physical activity like that, you need to increase some of the factor, maybe 1.2 to 1.4 gram per kilogram. And for those who are looking to really build muscles, then you got to increase a bit more, like 1.4 to 2.0. But averagely, just for easy referral, maybe 1 gram per kilogram is good enough. And the good sources of protein, there's plenty. Actually, there's plenty good sources of protein from eggs, tuna, hummus, right? Beans. The only thing that I would recommend in when you look for all these proteins is be cautious of proteins that's pro-inflammation. Okay, there are proteins that are good like milk, yogurt, cheese, tofu, right? But these proteins are may cause inflammation. And just now we say what? Inflammation is, on the other hand, will contribute to muscle loss. It will have an effect on your sarcopenia. So some good things may not be good on the other side, right? So if you can, try and avoid dairy proteins and soy proteins in your diet, because that will certainly help you very much to reduce inflammation, because there are many other sources of protein that you can take. Okay, so this is a recommendation again. They said here, aim for 25 to 30 grams of protein at every meal. And this is the scary part, is where they find that 1/3 of adults do not take the recommended amount of protein. They are not conscious about their balance of proteins in their diet. Even here it says 51 to 60 years old, 37% of adults don't get enough protein. And 61 to 70 years old, 42% don't get enough protein. Above 70, 46% don't get enough protein. So you can see why the rate of muscle loss goes even faster, is because you are taking lesser and lesser protein as you get older. And of course, the reason could be quite obvious. As you grow older, maybe your teeth is not so good, so you find digesting protein is very hard, so you eat less of protein, you eat more soft food, or maybe you lost your taste buds, you have no appetite to eat. So all this will contribute to even increase the rate of weight loss. Yeah, so that's why a lot of adults as well, they eat less meal. One day eat 2 times only. So when they eat less, they also consume less proteins. Okay, so we should be very cautious lah. It means even if you're above your 50, 60, 70, please be very cautious about having enough proteins in your diet. Now, for those of you who can take meat, okay, you can take, of course, proteins from beef, chicken, pork, fish, seafood, okay, tuna, all this is fine. You can take it. There are very high proteins inside there. But having said that, if you are not really into meat, maybe you're vegetarian, or maybe you like to choose more plant-based proteins, then we have a lot of protein that you can choose from plants. Broccoli is our favorite. Almost every meal we have broccoli. Okay, we have peas, or we have spinach. Okay, we have seaweeds, quinoa, even peanut butter is okay, it's accepted. Okay, not too much, but you can. So there are a lot of plant-based proteins. That's why if you look at some animals like the elephants and the giraffes, they are herbivores. Okay, they eat plants, but they can grow very big and strong because there are a lot of proteins in plants. Okay, so you can have a lot of choices. Just make sure that you have proteins in every single meal. And the second important nutrient that you should have in your diet is omega-3. Now, the studies have shown that omega-3 fatty acids are beneficial to lower inflammation in healthy adults. So that's why, if you continue to have high inflammation in your body, your muscle loss will be there. So you must take some omega-3 fatty acids in your diet to bring down inflammation. And this study, it shows that this fish oil derived, okay, omega-3 fatty acids can increase muscle mass and function in healthy older adults. So older people should take a source of fish oil in their diet if you can't take it off from your fish or so. And there's also a study that shows that this omega-3 fatty acid may have a direct link to the muscle. It's not just to reduce inflammation, it can also signal muscle growth directly. All right, so that all the more you should be conscious about having your omega-3 fatty acid intake here. So over here in this picture, you can see is this product called Sunset. Sunset is our fish oil from wild salmon and wild fishes, and also together with vitamin E. That is really small capsule, and we take it every night, 3 capsules after dinner. And that really has been helping so much, okay, for us to reduce our inflammation, to keep ourselves healthy, and also to have a good night's sleep. Okay, I think there are so many Sunset lovers here. Okay, you can type in the chat if you love this Sunset, right? And let me see. Yes. Now, the number 3 nutrient that's very important is vitamin D. Okay. Now, vitamin D, as we all know, is the vitamin of sunlight. And how would you know whether you get enough vitamin D or not? These are some signs. If you find you get very moody, okay, mood swings, bone loss, you get muscle cramps, or you get lower back ache, joint pains, okay, and feeling really tired. These are just some quite normal symptoms, but it could be due to a deficiency of vitamin D in your diet. So where can you get your vitamin D? Yes, you can get it from a lot from your diet, your eggs, your fish, your peas, mushroom, pumpkins. They have a lot of vitamin D. However, there's a free source of vitamin D. which is from the sun. Okay, you can get your vitamin D from the sun. So you have to, if you can, go out in the morning, get at least 10 minutes of sunlight. Morning sun is better lah. Don't go in the daytime that very bright is will cause you sunburn. So get at least 10 minutes of sunlight every day. And it shows here that 10 minutes of sunlight gives you something like 1000 IU of vitamin D, equivalent to a capsule of a vitamin omega-3 fish oil lah. So you can do that as well. And if you want to take the fish oil, also can, okay? I personally take vitamin D capsule. I go out in the sun sometimes only, okay? But I just make sure that I want to get enough vitamin D, which actually goes a long way into a lot of things, even enhancing your immune system as well, okay? So there's a lot of goodness in having a daily sunlight. But this year, 2023, I made a little goal that I must go out in the sun almost every other day if I can, after my morning workout, to get 10 minutes of sun. So that is something that I would like to do more for 2023. How many of you would like to do that? After a workout, just go out and walk 10 minutes. Datin, no need to tell her, she walks more than 10 minutes. Okay, so these are the 3 important nutrients that you must be careful for your muscle, which is your proteins, your omega-3, and your vitamin D. All right, that's it. Okay, right. So right now, I just want to introduce to you our community. Okay, this is our community called our Queen Rock Stars, and these are the group of people who actually get together with a simple goal of wanting to be healthier, wanting to live our lives to the best without disabilities, without having diseases, being functionable, being independent, and along the way we learn how to improve our health. Weight loss was one of the things that we did. You know, we wanted to burn our fats. We have so many of us with very amazing success stories, and with the activities that we do, we've seen a lot of amazing results. Okay, so one of these ladies that I want to share, and I'm very proud to introduce, is Datin Fuziana. As you can see, she's my longtime friend, also a pharmacist. But you know, having 3 jobs, having a lot of stress in her life, that certainly took a toll on our health, you know. And in 2020, when she took this photo of hers here, you can see that there's a lot to be done, right? So as she get along in our community, she committed on habits, daily habits of walking, good nutrition, proteins. You can see her transformation if you follow her on her Facebook. And today you can see her, she's a very trim, very fit, and very healthy Datin Fuziana. Just remember, it doesn't take one day. It takes consistency and persistence. Because a lot of times when people start something, they expect results very fast. But it doesn't work that way. You just keep on doing. After 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, now it's the 4th year or so, your body will start responding and start changing. And for those of you who do not maybe know Datin Fuziana, she was diagnosed with stage 4 Burkitt lymphoma way back about 6 years ago. And it was not a good time for her, but she fought back. Again, this is another inspiration for people who are living with chronic disease like cancer, who feel that, well, there's not much hope. Let me just tell you, with Datin Fuziana, there's a lot of hope. Nothing is impossible, and you can do it. Today, look at her. She's in the audience now, smiling away. You can see, look at her. Nobody would ever think that she has gone through an amazing challenge in her life, a health challenge 6 years ago, because today everybody just say, wow, Datin, you're so good, you're so good. But the amount of work that she did to bring herself back, whether it's in her nutrition or health, is consistent. Okay, so it has to take some work, and it has to take, of course, a community of people to work together so that you can continue doing it. So because of time today, we will not ask her to share, but in the coming weeks, I will get her to come and share more about her journey and what she has done. But if you want to know more about the story, in our Facebook group, she's already shared many times over there. Okay, another person I really want to thank and I really respect and admire is Datin Nafsa. Okay, she's 72 years young. In fact, I think going 73 this year. I think Datin Nafsa is also in our audience today. And listen to her story. At 72, with her lower back pains, you know, her overweight, she was certainly losing muscles and having sarcopenia, but she gave herself a chance. Okay, let's listen to her.
I was very much impressed.
It's a bit soft, though.
Which I was impressed with my 4 kilo lost in 21 days.
Besides the weight loss, what other improvements do you feel?
Actually, I can not, I mean, still holding on something, but I feel it's lighter. And then after that, I can when I when I stand up for praying, I found that my back pain is not much, and because usually we read verses, and then after that I can read one page or whatever. So usually kalau dulu I cannot read even half a page, then I will be very what do you call it? My back pain will come in. So right now I have no more back pain. That's one achievement that I'm very glad about it. And then this morning I try to lift my badan without touching, without supporting, and it was good. Like I can do it.
Oh, that's good. That's good progress. Yes. That you are also taking the Kayani products, right, to support you in your micronutrients. How do you feel that has helped you?
Yeah, it's good. It's good because my bowel movement is very good. I realized that when I started this, my bowel movement is fantastic. I don't have a problem of constipation. I don't have problem of diarrhea. So it's always doing very well.
And I can see that you're more lively now. You're happier from that time when I spoke to you earlier. Kan? I see that the tone of your voice is stronger, and you punya air muka also look so radiant.
Tapi dah tua lah.
Kita semua pun tua juga. Yeah. In the program we are. Yes, thank you, Datin Nafsa. Okay, this interview was done a couple of months back already. But that was the first 21 days where, through making these changes, she lost 4 kg. During Raya time, that time she lost another 2 kg. And from what I heard the last time, she lost about 9 kgs already. At 72 years old, when you are not able to exercise very much, but you can, there is still a possibility that you can. So take this as an example whereby as long as you're willing to try and you don't give up hope, you can do something. And I'm proud that she said she can stand up and recite the Quran for 1 hour, which she could never do before. Right? So Datin Nafsa, well done. Congratulations. I hope you're getting stronger and stronger by the day as well. Right? And another friend of mine is Marie. I think Marie is also here. So she reached out to me because of her concern of her diabetes. She's already on medication for 2 years at time during MCO, and she really wanted to bring it down. And of course, at 55 years old, we are all going through our menopause and having hormonal problems and having a lot of belly fats as well and muscles going down. But going through this program that we did, this Nitro-Nutrition, she managed to lose that much in that 21 days. And her blood sugar level has gone down. Her HbA1c dropped from 7.4 to 6.1, which was really great. The doctors were also happy. And that process continues. Once you have learned something, you have created new habits, that process will continue. And these are her follow-up photos. She started in April 22, then May, then July, then October. I couldn't believe it when I saw her that time after a couple of months of not meeting her. She really looked so slim and really looked so nice, right? So those of you who have met Marie before, I think you will know that her transformation is simply amazing. She looks totally different from what she was over here. Her skin is also glowing right now. Okay, so Marie, well done. I'm very happy for you. And I'm very happy that your blood sugar levels are also very well under control, right? So that is also another success story that you just got to try and get started. So our rock stars are really action people. Okay, this was the first time when we met after the MCO in Port Dickson, and they're just I think they're all when you have the same mindset, when the people are there in the same direction, we just get along very well together. And we meet a lot in our Facebook group, which I would recommend you, those who are not in yet, welcome you to join this free group of ours. It's called Living Your Best Life. Over here, we have a lot of information, events, even like today's session is streamed into this group so that those who miss it, they can watch the replay over here. Come and join our community and learn healthy things, okay? And we also have a Telegram group that you can join. At least when you join some of these kind of groups, like social media groups, you will be reminded every time about certain things, reminded about people, testimonials, things that will make you think about doing the right things every day. And our team is very, very supportive, whether it's online or offline. We are always meeting and cheering us on. And like I said earlier, you're most welcome to join our morning activity at 8:15 a.m. every day from Monday to Friday. Now, we have been doing this for the past 3 years since MCO, right? So to our rock stars, our morning rock stars, I want to congratulate you. Who are you? Please type in the chat. I'm a rock star. Because our morning sessions, I must thank very much our coaches, Coach Fat Fuzi, Coach Linda, Coach Wani, who actually select and choose the right exercises for us, the resistance exercise, the fitness exercise, even the cardio exercise. We do it on Zoom. So it keeps me going. It really helps me a lot to wake up and commit to this exercise that I've been doing also for the past 3 years, right? So exercise does not mean to be panting all the while. You need to exercise smart to get the best outcome and the best results. And we always talk about focusing on 1% better every day. Okay, start maybe with 10 minutes is fine. As you get along, you can improve. Okay, so at the end of this session right now, after hearing all this, and if you feel that you need to do something, you need to get started on something, I would like to invite you, all of you here, including our own Nitro Lifers, to join us on this 7-day, only 7 days to get your body back challenge. Okay, get your body back challenge. Who's excited about this? So 7 days to get your body back challenge is very simple. The start date is this Monday, 9th of January to 15th of January. 7 days, Monday to Sunday. Now, you will ask, why so fast? Why so fast? If I don't get it fast, you'll never get started. Okay, that's the main thing. So we just get started. Monday, come in and learn. Okay, never mind. We just come in. The date is on the 9th. Okay, what the goal is about for this challenge is to help you to create new habits in exercise and in nutrition. Just 2 things only, because it's what you do every day. What you eat every day and you move every day. Let's learn about something that you can do it correctly and something that you can do it consistently and make it into your daily habit. Because it's only when you start taking action every single day, you will see results. So that's the goal for you. I hope is what you're looking for. Create new habits in exercise and the way you eat and what you eat. Okay. So we will start out with Zoom workouts every morning, 8:15 to 9. As I mentioned earlier, this is definitely going on. But to help those of you who probably may not be able to join in the morning, probably you're working, we are going to open another Zoom session in the evening from 6 to 6:45 p.m. Okay, 2 sessions. You just have to commit to come into any one of these sessions every day for 7 days. All right, so that is the thing to help you. And the third thing is, I'm going to go on live every day in the living group, in my Facebook group. Every single day, I'll come on to give you micro learnings. I'm going to teach you how to eat properly, how to choose your food properly, okay? You need to learn and understand how it's done, and then you'll be more committed to do it. So I'm going to go 7 days, every single day. So join me. I'll be very happy to guide you in our Facebook group, okay? Every day, 7 days for the next 1 week. And I also would like to invite you to join our Queen Rockstar community. Join our group, join our team, so that we can be your strongest supporter. And also you can learn from these people, like I mentioned just now. You'll be able to meet Datin Luziana, you can meet Datin Nafsa, you can meet Marie, you can meet Linda, you can meet all our success stories here who have overcome their own challenges to fight for their health and create the life that they desire. Meet them, talk to them, learn from them. This is in our community, okay? And the best part of it is free. It's free. We are not going to charge anything. I'm not going to charge for my time or anything, because I just want to help you to get into that habit for 1 week. All I need you to do is to register for it as well. Okay, so I'll get the forms out. You just let us know that you want it. Fill up the registration form so that I know who you are. I know what are your needs, and we'll get on started on Monday. That's all it takes. How many of you here feel you want it now? You want to join? Maybe you can put an emoji, or you can put in the chat, me, okay? Who is joining this 7-day challenge? Please type me in the chat, and we are going to really zoom our way well for the year 2023. Luciana, me now. Okay, Datin is in. Okay, you want to meet her and talk to her, you better join this group. All right, Datin, Galia, William. Okay, who wants to be me in? Let's start together for this 1 week. Okay, if you have friends who probably do not here for this session today, please inform them. Maybe they're not time to listen today. Please inform them. I'm welcoming everyone or anyone who needs this help, who needs this support to come in to join us. All right, so just get back to the person who invited you today to get the form, and we'll put you on the track of how to join our group and all that. Okay, so just very quickly introduce to your friends and invite them to join. Yes, Linda, Coach Linda will also be in as well. Right, now for some good news right now, just now we were talking about proteins, and sometimes we may not want to eat too much of meat. So we have actually launched a new protein product called Origin. It's a plant-based protein, right? So this plant-based protein is very new. It's just launched last month, and we would like to have this offer for you. It's only 288 ringgit together with Sunrise. Okay, maybe many of you who do not know, Sunrise is our wholesome superfood product that you take every day in replacement of a multivitamin capsule. So for this 10 sachets of Sunrise and Origin, which will save, actually it will save 45 ringgit here, it's only 288, so that at least you are assured that if you are lack of protein in your diet, you have this Origin to make. Let me just tell you a little bit about Origin. Now, Origin, one serving of Origin gives you 20 grams of protein, and it's suitable for people who are vegetarian or non-vegetarian is fine. It is all natural. There's no soya product there. There's no gluten there. There's no dairy, and it's non-GMO. Okay, so this is a very clean plant-based protein. And I find that after taking this, I've been taking it for the past few months because we get from Philippines, we get from Turkey, okay, because we can't wait for it to come to Malaysia. There's a lot of key benefits here. Definitely, if you want to support your muscles, you need to have sufficient proteins in your diet every day, in your meals every day. Sometimes if I feel that I'm not having enough protein, I'll quickly make a drink of Origin to add on, because I don't want to lose out the opportunity of building muscles in my body, right? And if you exercise a lot, post-workout is really good. And what it has inside here, besides this fava beans, peas, pumpkin, sunflower seeds, MCT oil, and prebiotic fiber blend, right? All these things actually help to increase your gut health. Okay, you got to have very healthy gut health so that your bowel movements are regular, and also your immune system is taken care of. And for the taste, you can see that thing here. It's very pleasant drink. It's very easy to drink. Unlike a lot of plant-based proteins like soya-based, they're very chalky. It's very hard to drink, but Origin tastes really good. I think for those of you who have taken Origin right now, oh yeah, Origin is so sedap. Maybe you can write in the chat about how you like Origin as well. So this is a very good plant-based protein, and now with our New Year offer, do grab it for those of you who have not tried it before. Yeah. And for Sunrise, again, this is a very simple, wholesome, full spectrum nutrition in a single pouch. Okay, it just comes in a sachet like this, whereby you just rip and sip it. Mainly, we have very high contents of this Alaskan wild blueberries that has very high antioxidants, right, to protect your health. And yeah, you get like 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day from here. I enjoy this because I don't have to swallow many pills. I just drink it every day, and I find it really helps me very, very much. So this will be a good start for you to have a very good antioxidant base and protein to kick off your health, right? To kick off your health. All right, so these are the 2 things that we take every day. So at this last slide of mine here is this. I just want to ask a question for you is, where are you now? You must know where you are now in your health. Okay, you must know, am I in a rate of 0 to 10? Let's say for a rate of 0 to 10, where 0 meaning in very poor health, 10 is super fit health. Where do you think you are? Can you key in the chat from 0 to 10? What level of health do you think you are right now? Can you just type in the chat for me? Because if you don't know where you are now, you wouldn't know where you want to go. Okay, so if you know where you are now, let's work towards going to the level that you want. Okay, so Saw is 8. Wow, very good, Saw. Fuziana is 7. Right, if you're a 7 and you're 8, where is the next level do you want to go? Do you want to hit a 10 or 11? Right, okay, definitely we have room to improve because we're aging. If you don't do anything about your health, of course you're going to age. So what the question is here, today you make the choices. It's up to you. It's up to you. You make the choices. The first choice you can make is A, maybe. Take no action, remain where you are, and be prepared for the effects of aging on your health. It's certainly like that. If you don't do anything, your age will catch up on you. And of course, like what we've mentioned just now, sarcopenia and all the other age-related disease will happen. It will happen. That is guaranteed. Okay. So number 2 is, yeah, there are some people who say, okay, I'll take action myself. I'll start doing everything that is mentioned. Great. I'm very happy if today you are able to do at least some of the things that I've mentioned, maybe your exercise, increase your protein intake. Please carry on. However, from my experience of working with a lot of people start doing something, but they never continue to complete it, or they never continue to make it a habit. So after 1 week or 2 weeks, they drop off and they go back to their old habits. Because old habits is so easy, just go back to your old self. To do a new thing, to do a new routine takes a lot of effort, which is not easy if you do it alone. So, well, you can try it. Okay, I wish you all the best. Really go ahead and do it. I'll be very happy if you can try. But the third thing and the easiest thing to do for me, I think, is join our community. We are here for you. It's free to join. You'll be supported, guided by our team coaches, and you can meet awesome people. Awesome people that you can see in this crowd. So you pick a choice, because the choice that you make today, right now, will determine where you are next week, next month, next year, 5 years from now. It's a journey and it's a path. Okay, so it's just like I like to remind many of my friends here is take charge of your health. Only you can determine the results. Only you can have the answers for yourself. And we welcome you. And I certainly would be very happy if I can make a difference in your life. Okay, right. So that's the end of my session. If you have any questions right now, please feel free. You can unmute, or you can have a chat, maybe a 3-minute here before we end with our ending video. Yeah, start with this 7-day to get your body back challenge. Yeah, that's a great start if you really like to do something for yourself. All right. Yes. Wow, you're still on. Thank God. Nobody left. Okay. Yep. Datin, maybe you want to share something just for friends. So, hi, So, Galia, William. Thanks, Molly. 7-day challenge, Molly.
Message penganjur apa? Join me 8:15 on Monday. Join
Yes.
me. Actually, I love Origin lah. Betul. I'm so happy they brought it into Malaysia. Takes apa? Now I know at least I'm assured of enough protein lah when I for my day. Actually, tak cukup still the amount of activities that I do. So tak payahlah makan banyak-banyak kan. Don't have to eat so much. Because it's to get enough protein.
Yeah, it's true, because personally also, like say I ate 1 egg in the morning, 1 egg white is only about 6-7 grams of protein. We need about 25 grams of protein a day. It's not enough. That's why whenever I know myself, okay, this is not enough, I'll just take an extra Origin, or Fit 20 to make a little drink to top it up. And I know I will have my TFC balance. It can be any meal, it can be breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or even supper. The protein is the most important component of your meal. But it cannot be just protein alone. It must be in combination with your carbs and your fats as well. That's why the Origin has been a great help for us a lot, especially myself also. And a good source of protein, a clean source of protein, a quality source of protein, which without soya, because a lot of vegetarian protein or vegan protein in the market is all soy-based. And that soya is something that we should avoid, which is not really good for your health. And dairy is another thing, that a lot of whey protein in the market also. And whey is milk dairy, which is very bad for digestion, can cause lactose intolerance, even your sensitivity to the milk protein casein. So a lot of issues of allergies are due to all these things that we are not aware that we are consuming on a daily basis, which I will teach all of you in this 7-day challenge, right? I will teach you about some of these foods, inflammatory foods, what you should avoid, how you should balance your food. That's what we are going to do for these 7 days. So my friends here, our Nitro Lifers, please reach out to your friends, share them. It's only 7 days. I tell you, if I do my coaching session, 7 days is a lot of cost lah. But I will do it. I will do it because I I want to start 2023 on a very good start for our team, for our community, and I want to reach out to as many people as possible to take charge of their health. It is not easy, but it's not difficult either. Okay, it is not difficult because we are doing it together, and you have a source of resource from us. There are many people here you can ask from. We will share their stories along this journey. You can relate to them. Tati Napsa is here. No? Oh, I think she left already. Okay. I will try and get her on to share her journey. She had a very difficult challenge, you know. She, at that time when I spoke to her before she started and joined us, she couldn't even stand up for more than 5 minutes. She cannot stand up for 5 minutes because her lower back pain was so bad, you know, so bad. But after that, we went through, not 7 days, we went through 21 days of teaching her to remove inflammatory foods, doing some simple exercises, taking our Kayani supplements. I was surprised. She lost 4 kgs in that 21 days. She could stand up for 1 hour. Wow, that was a really good start and a life-transforming thing for her. That's number one.
I remember that very well.
Yeah, remember
She
she was
couldn't-
sharing?
She couldn't get out. Dia duduk bawah and she couldn't get out. Kan?
Yeah.
Then after that, like very fast, the transformation for a 72-year-old is very, very good.
Yes, correct. Anyway, Galia, do you want to share something? You're also very consistent in our workouts as well.
Yeah, I can't do without them. They're very important for me because if I don't do it, I can easily fall off the bus. So it's very important, and I like doing them because they're very active now.
Yeah, that's why being in a team, right? You get more motivated to continue to do some things.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it's nice to know that there's people there every day. So that's the fun part.
Yeah, thank you. Maybe before I share the ending video, first I want to share the video of our rock stars, our community. Can I take a group photo? So for those of you who are here, perhaps can you unvideo and let's take a first photo of 2023. Okay, I will stop recording.